Check, check, check. Right, let's do it. Cool. Okay. Right. What's going on? Okay. What should we do? What's up, LARP trading? What should we do? Like, I guess let's just break down the market, I guess. NFP came in, and good thing we got out of that Dow trade, because that Dow trade would have made us lose like $1,000. NFP came in. Let's look. Right? Let's break this down, okay? Hourly earnings, don't care. I mean, I guess that's good for the economy, right? Higher. Non-farm change down significantly. Actually, yeah, that's super unexpected. If the forecast was supposed to be positive and it was negative, and then the unemployment rate has gone up more than expected as well.
K jobs lost in Feb.
Yeah. Yeah, so if we look at the edge finder then, so the edge finder, reset it. I mean, it's obvious why. The Dow fucking everything got murked on because of that, right? 150K surprise on the non-farm. Pretty epic dump on that. Let's look at anything else here popping off. Gold. That non-farm would have been really bullish for gold. Despite if we're watching gold, right? Like, it doesn't seem to be pumping as much as I would want it to be in order for me to be a bull again here, right? I'm still torn on gold, whether I want to be in on this or not. It looks like what's happening right now on the day is we've had this level that was lost, right? The other day, right? They lost a little bit further, and all they're coming back up is testing this level, right? So if we look at like the 4 hour or something, you can see, hey,
Gold looks like it will go in a consolidation zone.
Looks like consolidation. I mean, to me, it looks like it's going to go down. So I'm not quite ready to get in gold yet. But fundamentally, it's pivoting back into gold favor, I suppose. With that unemployment rate stuff. Crowd sentiment's mixed. The NASDAQ. Unemployment rate doesn't matter so much on NASDAQ. We've kind of talked about this already. So that's why you've seen the NASDAQ not dump as much as the Dow. The NASDAQ didn't really do anything. NASDAQ's been kind of just consolidating for a long time. Love the sweater. Hey, thanks, brother. It's a nice sweater, yeah. I'm really digging the sweater look, dude. Sweaters, man, like knit sweaters. They're professional. They're comfortable. I don't sweat my ass off like a dress shirt. I could also look like a hippie in them. it's like all of the possibilities. It's nice and warm and inviting while being comfortable, and I can look like a dirty hippie afterwards, right? And go sit in the mud and wear a sweater. I don't, you know, does that make sense? I don't know. It's kind of good for everything, I guess. US oil though is absolutely fucking ripping, dude. I really wish I pulled the trigger harder on this. The reason why we didn't go hard on oil is because I have never traded oil before, right? So I only wanted to put a couple contracts into US oil. But this was a really good bet when we seen those tankers getting stopped in the Strait of Hormuz. This color looks perfect. Sweet. Thank you. Thank you, Nat. Now I was scrolling out, and if you look at oil, when you scroll out, dude, like if you look at that, or you look at like WTI, right, there's a lot more room for this to grow. Exxon, I put one contract of Exxon just because I think this might go further too, because I do want to add more into oil sort of stuff. Exxon just fucking ripping, like no pullbacks. US oil, let's go back to US oil on the monthly, right? On the monthly, that's what I wanted to see, right? Sorry, not the yearly, but like this is so much room to go. If US oil gets back to where it was, you know, before, which it's surprising that oil prices have been going down, right, over inflation, right? But this is so much more room to grow if we just let that sit and do nothing, right? So in theory, right, we're up 30% or whatever it is, right? In theory, this could be multiple $1,000 trade. But if you wanted to get into oil, a lot of people are wondering, should I jump on oil? Yeah, I'm seeing a question. Should I jump in every man's dream, sit in the mud? Yeah. Y'all wondering if you should get into oil. What I recommend is don't get in on pumps until you see a reason for that to confirm that it will continue. Okay? So in a case like this, right, you're going to gain these weeklies, right? So when the weekly closes, okay, sure, oil might be a really good buy. This is probably just going to bounce really quick and then go. So a trade, like this is the thing, is you can always take a trade, right? And this would be kind of your oil trade, right? Is if you wanted to jump in on this, right? Next week after you see this close, right? You'll see that level gain, right? And then you just want to make sure that you don't get behind that level, right? You might do something like that, even, I don't know, the 1 hour sort of thing. Like this looks pretty good there. We're still early month, so we have to watch the monthly candles too. This is the issue, is like, hey, what happens if the weekly gains and then the next week we come down and then we're here for the month? Then we'll have this wick on the month, and then it's obvious that this is not going to pump at all, so we would have to get out of that trade. So this is what you have to be cautious of. I'll say it again, right? Is early month, you know, we want to see this monthly gain, right? But if the next couple weeks comes back down and it just consolidates, well, then there's no momentum in here. So it's going to fail that, and then we'll just be back in this range, right? Bullish flag on WTI. I mean, flags are retarded, but I wouldn't really call that a flag. Kind of call that just go straight up. oil fooled everyone. The move was delayed. I disagree. It was exactly when it was supposed to be. That's why I bought it. Right? The oil move is a completely news-based move. Right? This is a hype thing. Like, look at that. Like, it was on Friday, then Monday. So, right? Like, the news came out on Monday. I happened to get in the week before, right? But the news of the war stuff, right? You knew that oil was going to be pumping because wars were breaking out. You knew it was just a matter of time for something to be released. We happened to get in right before, but Chris, talking about that oil possibly on the weekly, would you DCA near the bottom if it went against you early? How would you play that? Yeah, cool. Good question. So if I wanted to get into oil now, right? And let's say the weekly closed really bullishly here. What I'd probably do is you've got these levels here, okay? And it's a really wide range. So this is kind of tricky, right? But how I'm interpreting it is, hey, this level would be gained, right? So I want to buy the most recently gained level, but I also need to manage my risk accordingly, right? So where I don't want it to go below is like here, right? So I'd probably have a little bit here and then have a larger entry back here, right? Expecting that it would come against me and then a tighter stop here, right? And then watch the closes for the next week too, because this is a large move to move. They're probably not going to be moving that fast back down. You could DCA here, right? But you would want to be careful here because there's a lot of drawdown potential, right? Even Friday before, yeah. People like the people in the know, they're always doing things before, so. If I see a break and retest, you buy the 200 EMA, going old school. I mean, moving averages are retarded, but we trade an actual good system here. But moving averages are, I guess they're fine actually. They just kind of give you an average of the trend, which is convenient. I guess if you don't want to calculate things or like you don't want to actually look at the chart. The thing with the moving average, like you don't even need to have candles on the chart. If you're trading moving averages, you could just trade the line chart. Because you don't need to know anything. You know what I mean? Like you don't need to know where any levels are. Because if you're trading the moving average, all you do is you just buy moving averages, right? You just look at the price. And that's it. What am I in? I'm in a lot of trades, bro. So breaking down even more, Bitcoin is doing exactly what we told you it would do, like usual, right? Pumped up, then rejected, right? The weekly is going to close bearishly here. It looks pretty obvious at this point, right? Prices bouncing down. You've had a negative close here. You know, potentially I would be a bear on Bitcoin here, even. Yeah, I'm gonna get out of that. I'm gonna just get out of that Bitcoin trade. XRP. Let's look at XRP. I'm just going to hold the XRP. Bitcoin's a little bit easier to predict. So that weekly on the... Yeah. Cost of living going to skyrocket again. Yeah, so the thing with oil is, if you want to actually properly invest in things and you actually want to make like good profit, this is going to sound so boring and you guys are going to hate me. It's going to sound so boring you guys are going to hate me, okay? If you want to make the most money possible, now that we're going into wars and whatnot, right? The state of the game is chaos. Okay, what you do is you go to Costco and you go and buy beans. You go and buy meat and you freeze it. You go and buy rice. And I know that sounds so boring, but guess what? That's the most cost-effective thing for you to do for investment. I know, because why? Because why? It's because the price of oil going up means that the transportation cost of everything goes up, which means the cost of goods goes up, which means the cost of food goes up, which means the cost of manufacturing those foods goes up because it also requires gas to manufacture things, right? And everything runs on oil. So if the price of oil goes up, that means the cost of everything goes up even more. Okay? And what is the thing that everyone needs is food, right? So if everything is going up, guess what people are then going to only buy? Food. You can only afford food now, right? So ironically, your best investment is having a pantry full of food, right? I have a huge fucking storage closet of I have like 6 months of beans and rice and shit, just in case supply, like that's for safety too, in case supply chains cut out. But ultimately, it's also just a good investment. I buy gold in wars. I buy gold, oil, and food. Those are the 3 best things for you to be buying in times of turmoil, right? And people don't think of food as an investment. It's quite literally the best investment possible. And it's the most stable thing because it will actually literally keep you alive if there's a real problem. Your house won't keep you alive,
Even
dude.
fertilizer production is going to get fucked.
Yeah, everything's gonna go up, dude. Everything is going up. And then, so I guess on top of that, like, then there's inflation too, right? So that's not even accounting for the regular inflation, which is money being printed and whatnot, right? Which food is more exacerbated than than inflation. So in Canada, we're going up at 7% on the cost of groceries per year. Like 7% per year right now. The cost of groceries go up 7% right now. What? Dude. That means if I make 10 grand a month, right? Last year, this year I'm making 93. Right? You're getting paid 7% less per year, right? Right now in Canada because the cost of groceries is going up so high. And then you look at like the NASDAQ, right? And you're like, oh, we'll just invest the money, right? If you invest the money and cost of groceries goes up 7% a year. Let's look at last year. Last year in March, guess what? It went up 12%. So if all the money you invested would have gone up a bit, right? But if you're not able to invest more than what you're making or more than what you're spending, then it's a net negative for you. Okay, does that make sense? Wait, does that math make sense for you? I can break down some math here for you. I think this is correct. Okay, so let's say the inflation is 7%. Okay, and then let's say 6% just for ease, right? And then the stock market goes up 12%, so it's double, right? Let's just say that for ease. Okay, stock market goes up 12% and inflation is 6%. It's double. Okay, then it will be a net negative for you if you spend more than 50% of your income. I'll say that again so it makes more sense, okay? If you are able to invest 60% of your income, then this is good for you because it's 50-50. It's double the amount, right? So you can do that math kind of in your head pretty easily. Hopefully this is making sense for you guys, okay? If you invest 40%, right? Or 25% of your income, or most people are only investing like 5 or 10%, right? Then you're losing money because the inflation is hitting you harder on your income than what you're making on your investments. Does that make sense? So let's put a realistic scenario. Let's say you invest 10% of your income, okay? And inflation is 2%, okay? Let's a normal 2 to 3% inflation per year. That's normal, and that's what this is gonna piss you guys off. This is gonna fucking piss you off, okay? They advise you to invest 10% of your income, okay? And then inflation's 2 to 3% per year. That's a stable, nice, growing economy that everyone's happy, right? Everything is safe and easy, right? But if you're investing 10%, that means only 10% of your income is on this upward trajectory, okay? And 90% of it is on the downward trajectory of inflation of 2 to 3%. Is this making sense? So the difference is a 10-to-1 ratio. So for you to be making money on your investments, let's say it again, for you to be making money on your investments, not just like the number amount, but the amount of buying power you have, you would need to be making 20 to 30% per year in order to break even. Does that make sense? But inflation is not that low. It's like 5-6%, whatever it is, right? It's pretty high across the board. Let's say 5% across the board. Okay. So if inflation is 5% across the board and you're investing 10% of your income, then for you to be breaking even on your buying power year over year, you would need to make 50% per year. Bitcoin doesn't even do that. Does it? I don't know. Bitcoin doesn't even do that, dude. Isn't that an interesting way to look at it? So how do we make more money so that our buying power is going up? Not that we're making more money, but our buying power is going up. We have to invest. You have to do that math. You have to invest more money than, how do I word this? Like with respect to the inflation rate and how much you're gaining to your income. I don't know if that made any sense. The math works if you've never had a raise in your salary. Yeah, so exactly. So you can also increase your salary, right? Totally, that's a really good point. So let's say, I know, let's say you're investing 10%, right? Your salary goes up, what, 3%? I think that's what most employers kind of do, is they raise it 3% to match inflation, okay? Then in that case, if they're matching inflation, then sure, your buying power can go up. So you guys, as individuals at home, how do you escape this, right? How do you make sure that your buying power is not going down year over year? The number one thing is don't stick at a job for a long period of time, right? Because they're usually not going to be matching inflation on average, and some of them do, but most commonly they don't. So stay at your job for 1 or 2 years, switch to a different job where they can reevaluate your value. Your skills are going up as well, and you get reevaluated on new inflation, okay? Or start a business. Businesses automatically follow the or do trading, right? Businesses automatically follow the economy, right? So if the economy is doing worse, you're going to be making less, of course, right? But they automatically follow inflation because there's more money to be spent. So your business is making more money. Your business is also spending more money, but on average, you will be following the trajectory. What exchanges do you use? None. I don't use exchanges. What's up, bro? Looking at gold buys. I mean, I'm not a gold bull yet, but we were a gold bull, but I'm waiting. I'm waiting till next week. I think this might go down potentially, but I don't know where the close is going to be. The weekly close, though, let's look at the weekly closes on some stuff, just so you guys get some good pictures, right? Gold, I suppose, bouncing off that, right, which is kind of nice. So potentially gold's going to have a nice weekly close, right? And then we can just pick up some retracement, right? Just because it bounces off of it, though, doesn't mean it's not going to go lower. And like it could even go down here. Who knows, right? It could go down here. I don't know. But all of this has already been tested, right? Everything has been tested. Everything's done for already. So the weekly candles are not super significant to find any major support in this area. So you can drop it down. This one's tested. Like this would be the area I'm looking to buy on gold if I were to just blindly buy right now at 49-ish, right? How worth psychology in trading? I think English is more important to you right now. Then let's look at the NASDAQ weekly. NASDAQ weekly looks decently bearish again, right? Like I'm not interested in being in the NASDAQ right now. Bitcoin, we know it's going to go down. What else? Dow, pretty dang bearish, right? So, yeah. Those are the weeklies. Silver. Silver looks okay here. I kind of like that bounce. Do we still hold silver? Yeah, we still hold a little bit of silver. Okay. Comex warehouse is getting pretty empty on gold. Silver. Okay. Banks choose take delivery instead of rolling contracts. Yeah. Yeah, there's honestly I don't know a fucking thing about that, okay? I couldn't help you. A lot of things in trading is, should I sell out of Bitcoin now if it's going to go down? If you're invested, just keep holding, dude. Like 90% of you guys are just holding Bitcoin and not trading it. So I would just, like, you already collapsed 50%, so I would just hold it. Right, wait for a decent rally. I'm personally not long here because it would be stupid to be longing here, right? At this point, yeah, a lot of things in trading, like there's a lot of news things around the world that will never happen again, right? So you kind of have to speculate if you are going to do things like that. There's always speculation. This year is my last year of school. Next year, I'm taking a gap year. I want to make a lot of money. I want to buy M4 competition at the end of next year through Forex trading. If you're new to trading, it's not going to happen. I'm just going to give you the honest truth, dude. Trading is not a thing that you'll make money in the first year. And the amount, like, and think of trading as if you're getting your doctorate. Okay? If you have to be an expert in order to be making money, okay? A doctorate is literally the PhD, right? Which makes you an expert in that industry. That's what a doctorate is for. It's like, hey, you are now an expert. Here's a label. And if you think of trading in that way, in that I'm not going to make money until I am an expert, then it's going to make a lot more sense to you, okay? And a lot of you are not going to like that because you get into this thinking that it's fast money. It is not. It's a decade-long process. Just like becoming an expert in anything, okay? Because you're competing against everyone. So you have to be an expert. New traders will not be making money. They can randomly. Yeah. What was this, Hunter? Yeah, bro. Takes a couple years of knowing things about yourself. Yeah. And that's the issue too with trading, is like, it's not like a knowledge thing. It's an emotional control thing. So you have to be an expert in your own psyche, right? And then also it takes a long time to make gains, right? And the fastest part of it is learning how to do it. You can learn how to trade in like a couple years. Okay? But it's going to take you another few years probably to realize that you're the problem and not the strategy. And then after that, then you shift to, I need to actually start making money and scaling now. And the scaling is going to take the longest amount of time. Because if you start with 10K, it's going to take you 5 years to scale that up to, 100K. And then another year to make it into like a million or whatever, right? Can trading be the primary source of income? Not unless you've been doing it for 10 years. I mean, that's my God honest truth. I've been doing this for 14 years. It's not my primary source of income. Because why would I do that? That's stupid. That's a stupid, irrational, irresponsible. Why would you be so obtuse to think that gambling is a good means for a living, right? It is an amazing skill to do, right? So that you can grow your wealth over a long time. But why would you be so idiotic in thinking that I should be doing something unstable for the most important thing in my stability? Your income is the most important thing for your I mean, not the most, I mean, maybe your fitness and your sleep and are the most important for your mental stability. But for you to not die, your income is the most important thing. And you're going to do something that's unstable and unpredictable. Trading is not a good job, dude. And everyone thinks they want to be a trader you don't want to do this. Do this for fun. I actively promote that trading is a hobby. Do this for fun. You'll make some money eventually. It's a lot of fun and you'll learn a lot about yourself. It's the best hobby ever because you can do it at any time. You can do it anywhere. You will make money eventually and you're going to become an amazing fucking awesome person because of all the skills you learn. Right? But fuck you if you want to do this for a job. It is the worst job in the world. Couldn't agree more, man. Knowing yourself one thing, making adjustments, overcome your emotional side is another challenge. Yeah. It's an emotional control thing. Yeah, bro. Analysts saying Bitcoin's low will be near 40K bottom. I have been calling 46K for Bitcoin since when? Since the exact top. Actually, even before. I sold 120, right here. And I've been expecting to get back down here. I drew this, bro. Back a year ago. That is why trading takes a long time. Am I using order flow? No. Dumb money concepts. The only thing that actually works is dumb money concepts and trend progression. I love the challenge. I really love the personal discovery and attempt to fix the psychology aspect. It's awesome, bro. Yeah. Like most of the personal growth in trading comes from here, kind of two things. What am I using? I'm using dumb money concepts, bro. I made it myself. It's fucking amazing. Okay. Like you won't believe if I told you how good it is, you won't believe it. That's the thing. So figure it out on your own. Watch the videos. Here's the two things that trading psychology is, quote unquote. Okay. One is practicing patience. That one's a given. It should be super simple. You need to be able to sit on your hands and wait for things to play out without being reactive, okay? And two, letting go of control. When you try to force things to be your way, you fuck them all up. Just like when you get into an argument with your girlfriend, right? And you try to control her behavior or she tries to control your behavior. How well does that go for you? How well does it go when you try to control other people's behavior? Doesn't work. The market is an amalgamation of all people's behavior at once. You can't control it. It will act in the same unpredictable ways, just like your angry ex-girlfriend. Don't try to control it. Let the market be angry. Let it do its thing. Let it fucking dump on you. Don't try to catch the knife that your girlfriend throws at you. The market is throwing a falling knife at you. Same as if your angry ex-girlfriend throws a knife at you in the kitchen. What, do you try to catch it? Let it go, dude. That's the struggle with trading. It's just letting things do what they're going to do. And then when the right thing comes along, you're like, that looks all right. And this is why I study like religion. Funny enough, I was never a religious guy growing up, but like Buddhism and a lot of religions are all about surrender, dude. And it really helps. I mean, there's other great things about religion too. Does Maven send orders to the A book? No. No prop firm does. And if they tell you they're due, here's the case with prop firms. If a prop firm tells you they're sending orders to the A book, either A, if they let's assume that they're true, they're telling the truth, they are sending all of their accounts to the A book. Well, or a large majority of them to the A book. Well, their challenge is incredibly difficult or incredibly expensive, okay? And that's the only way that they can survive. Because you need to, if you're sending people to A book, you need only like 1 or 2% of those of traders passing. Otherwise, you're going to go under immediately, okay? Because even traders on the A book are going to be losing funds, okay? So you need to make sure it is literally only the top 1% that you're trading with, okay? 2, they're lying to you. And they're telling you that they're sending traders to A book, okay? For a marketing reason. Why? I don't know. I don't know why does it sound good to say, hey, we use A book? Like, why is that a good thing? Because you can, like, they can be on your team or something? No. It's retarded. Like, everyone knows that B book brokers are more stable. Everyone knows this. You're more likely to get paid on a B book prop firm. Okay? A book is not stable, right? Or 3, they say the A book and then they only send like one person out of 100,000 to the A book, right? Which is also possible, but it's not really worth your time as a prop firm, right? A Hunter got game. You can see he pulls girls are used to. I go in swings. Just like I'm a swing trader, I'm a swing dater. Sometimes I just don't. I will take long breaks because it's not really important to me. And then every once in a while, I'll just go on a rampage. I think that rampage might be starting this weekend. I gotta get myself some fun. I've been doing a lot of peaceful work lately, and it's like nice to kind of go in cycles a little bit, you know, swing dater, yeah. What is swinging? Swinging is when you sleep with other. You're like you're in a relationship and you sleep with other ones, right? Yeah, I've not done that. I've tried that once, I think, when I was younger. What's your win rate on dating? I would love to hear that. 25%. The risk reward's really good though. the risk is an ego blow. The reward is a a load blow. -0. Hey man, what do you trade? I'll trade anything, dude. I'll trade anything, honestly. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not even floating my own. I'm not even doing like a skit here, like fucking pretending to be like so that I can. I'm not even like fucking hyping myself up here. I'm probably the best trader you will ever see on live stream. Like realistically, right? Um, the information I can give you in the way I teach you is very clear and direct. You're going to be able to understand this and you will be able to make money for sure. Okay. I don't do day trading anymore. I do swing trading. So if you want to day trade, you can go elsewhere. But I can teach you how to day trade, right? But like we're not day trading here. We're having fun, dude. This is a hobby for us. We're having fun. Day trading is I think day trading is kind of silly, but until you get profitable as a swing trader, and I don't want you guys to jump into something before you're ready. I can day trade. I just prefer to swing trade because I don't care about money. I don't want more money. I want less stress. That's why I trade. I want less stress. So day trading is really stressful, so why would I do it? Married here, so stop loss hit. Do you need to wait till the high time candle closes to close blind entry? So a blind entry is not waiting for closes. So if you were going to enter blind on a level, I would only enter blind on an untested daily, weekly, or monthly level, okay? So an example, right? Here's an example, right? Actually, this is a perfect example. On Bitcoin, right? I moved from ICT to learning order flow. Did I make a good decision? You should move into DMC. Order flow is literally just a volume indicator. It's a level 2 volume indicator, so you can see how volume comes in rather than what is the volume, okay? That's all order flow is. It's a volume indicator. So if volume doesn't work for you, order flow is not going to work for you, okay? It's just a more detailed version of volume, right? If you want to actually make money, follow trend progression and dumb money concepts. Everything I teach is for free. Why is it free? Because it actually works. I'm never going to charge you anything. Anyway, dudes, if you wanted to enter blind on this level, right, on Bitcoin, this is what you do. You put that there. You're right. You throw a stop like fucking wherever, right? It doesn't really matter. You know, technically on this monthly, the stop would be like down here, in my opinion, right? But you know, you don't have to do that. Maybe you put a stop like this or something, right? 35k. So anyways, this would be a blind entry, right? You'd enter on that level because it's untested, right? And then the issue is you would wait for the reaction. So ideally what you would want is a nice quick reaction off of it, and then you can get out for profit. But it didn't do that, so you would have closed at that retest. Do you see? So that's what a lot of people did, is they have a zero risk trade then, right? So they enter on the blind level, right? It goes past it, and then they exit. And that's what I did. That's literally what I did. And you seen me close it today. I'll break it, like I entered here, and I entered down here, right? And then I was exiting here, right? So we technically made like a $20 or something, but like, don't care. It's break even. Which time frame you use for entry? All of them. Every day is the same silly questions. It doesn't matter. They're all the same. Just the smaller ones are fractals of the larger ones. Hunter, DMC works so well for me. 5 trades, 5 wins, absolutely zero stress. Checking high time frame and enter on the 1 hour. Boom, baby. That's it. That's it. Less stress, Guru Hunter. Yeah. The Yogi Guru. I feel when marriage is stop loss and not take profit. Just wondering how the fuck am I when I short on oil? Help me. You went short on oil? Why? Exit. Help you. Exit. Here's the thing. Let me give you some really good advice. If you don't know what to do, leave the trade. And I'm not saying leave in a panic, okay? The other day, what was happening on gold, right? When this, I'm gonna give you an example. The other day when this gold collapsed, and I woke up and I was like, oh, I'm down a bunch, right? Off of my unrealized, right? I was like, oh shit, I'm down. I wanted to exit and panic and get out, but it didn't close yet. So I'm not talking about this. I'm like, I still knew that it was going to go up probably, right? I made the decision after the close, okay? But in something like oil, when you shorted and you're saying, help me, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Exit. Are you officially a millionaire? Yes. Allegedly. I don't confirm anything. There's myself personally, technically on paper, I have negative net worth. Technically on paper, I have negative net worth. But I could retire. I could retire right now. Oh, it's great how business works, eh? What's the tax situation looks like? It's not. It's perfectly great when you have negative net worth and you don't make any money. You know what I mean? But like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I can talk about tax stuff. I don't think there's anything about taxes that needs to be talked about ever, really. I think you should pay your taxes in the most legal sense possible, and not ever do anything bad or illegal or unjust. I think how much is my course? I don't sell a course. I don't sell anything, dude. Everything is free. My course is $0. It's on YouTube. You can watch it for free. It works better than I'm gonna give you a fucking wild claim right now, okay? Actually, this is a wild claim. I can guarantee that my free course, Dumb Money Concepts on YouTube, is more profitable than 100% of all paid trading courses that you can find from another guru's trading channel. I can guarantee that. If here's the thing. If you can find another course that makes more money than my free Dumb Money Concepts course, okay? And you can prove that it makes more money by testing both strategies, okay? I will pay for that other course for you. I will if you go to Tory Trades or whatever, and you go and prove that her trend lines that charges you like $5,000 or whatever it is. Should I be making this claim? This is crazy. This is crazy. I'll pay you $5,000 if you can prove that another guru's course is better than my free Dumb Money Concepts course. Bro, I purchased 5 courses in a month and got sucked some words. Yeah, there's your fucking claim. Okay? These are good clips, bro. I'll challenge anyone, any guru or any person watching this. If you can find a course and prove that it makes more money than my free Dumb Money Concepts course that is on YouTube, I will give you $5,000. There are 0 courses in the world that make more money than what I teach for free. $5,000 up for grabs. The first person to find one. The first person to find a course that is more effective than my free course, I will send $5,000 to. Does your course trade with dumb money? It's all money's dumb, bro. Are you planning to add more videos? Your course is great, but it's only an hour long. I guess it's only like an hour-ish, isn't it? We are adding more stuff. You can watch So here's the caveat. You have to be trading the way I currently trade. Okay? If you are going to test it, you have to be watching what I do now. All right? It can't be an old version of shit. Okay? Why are you doing that for free? It's my job. I get paid. I get paid by my company to have that sign right there. That's it. So here's the thing: is I actually provide value. I want to create a community. I want to grow this. I know it works because I'm making money with it. I don't want to sell it to you. I don't care for money. I don't want more money. That's my job. I make enough money. I have equity in that company, Maven, right? And eventually everyone's gonna love me for telling them all this sauce, and then everyone's gonna love my company. That's it. That's the reason, right? Is we're growing a community of love, right? And everyone winning. That's it. You don't have to buy from them. I don't care, right? It's just literally there. So don't know who course makes more money, but trades by size seems legit too. I mean, I don't know. Am I capping? No, dude. If you can trade the exact same way that I trade and then compare it to another person's course, and you find somebody else makes more money from the course, like from the information that they teach in their course, I'll give you $5,000. The thing is, I know for certain that I'm not sending $5,000 to anyone, okay? Because I know that nobody else like can do this. Like there is no guru's course that is this good, right? Because the reality is, if it was this good, they wouldn't be selling a course, right? They would just be trading. Right. So why do you think I don't sell a course? Because it works. I don't need to sell a course. I don't give a fuck. Are you still long silver? Yeah. 85% win rate, correct. I think it's 84 currently, but yeah. I'm still long silver a little bit. Yeah. Nothing crazy though. We've de-risked some things. What percentage is luck in trading? 0. What's Maven? It's a prop firm. I own a prop firm. I'm honest with you guys, right? Hunter's a real one. Hey, thanks, brother. I'm honest with you guys. If my job wasn't to be the face of Maven, then I wouldn't be doing content in the same way I am right now. Right? I would be more just trading. Right? But Maven pays me a salary that gives me all of the things I need, right, and nothing more. So that's perfectly fine with me, right? And then I can grow my trading account slowly over time. Humans don't need Lambos, correct? That's why I drive a Jeep. Okay, I think we're gonna wrap it up there, boys. Bro, I've been watching for years. Remember when you used to trade with a cat on stream? Yeah, buddy. But that cat is gone now. He got killed by some fucking crackheads trying to break into my house. But there's two cats. There's two matching cats, and the other cat's still here, but he doesn't really like to hang out as much. He's a little bit more shy. So, US 30, bro. Is that the Dow? Right. I mean, US 30 is like, I don't know what to tell you here, dude. It's fucking collapsing, right? Where like basically like if something is dropping so hard, there's nothing to analyze. It's like it's going down, right? So all you do is where could it possibly find support, okay? And then it's pretty simple, right? You draw them on test levels. There's one on the daily, and then we can draw one on the weekly, right? There you go. This is your possible support zone, okay? That's it. That's all today, boys. I'll see you guys next week. Good luck.